Okay, pre-flight checklist. Do we have to? This is extremely important. It's for our safety. Contract? Check. Fuel tanks? Check. Rocket engines? Check. Boring. Decouplers? Check. Command pod? We're sitting in it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off!
Welcome back, guys, to Space Patrol, episode number 3, the continuing exploits and adventures of Hud Hat and Buzz. We are headed towards the moon, or the mun, depending on how you would prefer to pronounce it. I think the official pronunciation is mun, but people popularly pronounce it as moon, and so I think that's kind of stuck as well. We'll just say that there are 2 accepted pronunciations. I don't really know which one is correct. So anyway, we're getting into orbit. I still have a limited number of parts. While I was testing this rocket, by the way, I hit F9 by accident, and I ended up getting quick-loaded into the previous mission, where I was heading towards the orbit from episode number 2. And so that erased the pickup mission that we got, the contract to pick up Quandas, or I don't remember what his name was. But the Kerbal guy who was going to be in orbit, we took that contract, and that got erased. I had to redo the entire orbit thing, which wasn't too tough. It just took a little bit of time. Anyway, I bring that up because the original design for this rocket, my original intention was to have it not only pick him up and take these guys to the moon, but I wanted to have, or mun, I wanted to have 2 different landers. For our contract to the moon to get more science, and it turns out I just don't have the parts. I can't afford it, and this new fund mechanics stuff is going to make me play the game in a way I've never really played before, and I still don't really know how it's going to affect things long term. With all of these mods, there are some contract mods out there which add some extra things like incentives to make your own space station, stuff like that. I may pick up those. Anyway, we are going to set up an encounter heading towards the mun. This ship cost, I think, about 70,000 funds, and we're going to get about 200,000 in return, so that's a net gain of 130. I think we started the game at the end of last episode. I think we were at about 111,000 funds. Okay, expand this out. Almost there. Okay, another thing. I was having trouble with the tech tree not loading properly. There's a bug associated with Tree Loader, which is a mod that comes with Interstellar. And what it's supposed to do is add the custom tech tree that Interstellar needs. And that is out of date. There's a new one called, I think, Tech Manager. I think is what it's called. People suggested it in the comments. I removed Tree Loader, added Tech Manager, and that works just fine, so that's good. And now we've got an encounter. Just fiddling with it a little bit. We have an encounter. Okay, so there was that. Also, the engine shut off automatically instantaneously when I finished my burn a minute ago. Someone mentioned that there is a config file, like kind of an optional version, an optional way to play with KW Rocketry, the mod that adds a bunch of rocket parts. And the default version of KW Rocketry has this slow shutdown for the engines, I guess to add some realism to the way that rockets would really work. But in Kerbal Space Program, they shut down automatically, instantaneously. So I was just kind of used to that, and I thought, okay, I'll just add that config, and so now they are shutting down instantaneously. We are going to be speeding towards our encounter. Here we go, time acceleration. We'll head towards the planet. We have a decent amount of Delta V, decent amount of fuel left. So the idea is to get out there, get some science, see how much fuel we have left, maybe hop to a second biome, but probably just set down, grab some science, and then come on back. And the little bar here is kind of in the wrong place. I've been trying to fiddle with the UI stuff without making it get too cluttered, which can definitely happen. I've got apoapsis and periapsis and our time to each one. Information at the top, so I don't have to keep coming back to this screen as often as I really do. But I'll get in the habit of using this new layout. When you start using mods, it's definitely possible to get some clutter going on your screen, and I want to avoid that. So I'm trying to strike a balance between some information on the screen that's very useful and not having it be too cluttered. I'm also using Kerbal Engineer, and from time to time I'll just open the window to see what my remaining delta V in my engines is. It's really the only thing I'm using Kerbal Engineer for, is just to check delta V for various stages so I can try to plan out my missions in a little bit more calculated manner than just guessing and like over-engineering things. I can't afford to over-engineer so much anymore. At least not yet. Alright, here we go! Burning towards the moon. Burning towards the mun. Engines are a go. I am down to like a third of these fuel tanks. Everything is going well. The particle effects on those engine tanks, those are pretty, aren't they? They are from the Hot Rockets mod. And to be honest, I never used KW Rocketry without Hot Rockets, so I don't know what the default KW Rocketry engines look like. There we go. Awesome. That periapsis isn't too shabby. So now we'll just head out there, burn retrograde, and then do a nice landing. Alright, we're burning. It's coming down. We're going to be coming in shallow. I want to come into the mun. Let's come into that crater there. I want to come in as shallow as possible, so as we start to kill off our speed, we're still moving horizontally. It's a lot easier to time your descent. If you come in straight down, you really have to know exactly how fast you can bleed off that speed, because otherwise, if you come in too fast, you're not going to be able to slow down in time, and you're just going to crash into the ground. Goodbye, empty fuel tanks. You will not be missed, although the amount of money I spent on you will. But we're going to get it back. Hopefully get some science and some new parts too. Okay, so let's check out Kerbal Engineer. Let's see how much delta V we have. Over 2,000. That's pretty good. Although landing on the moon is not nearly as easy. Landing on the moon and hopping around to different biomes, not nearly as easy as it is on Minmus. When we go to Minmus in a future mission, I will definitely be hopping around to at least, I don't know, like probably 3 or 4 biomes would be good for the first mission. Try to keep the overall cost down. I really want to build some ridiculous stuff, but we have to think long term and what we can afford. Otherwise, I'm just going to go broke, and then where will we be? We'll be a series with no videos, and that's no good. All right, anyway, we want to come in as sideways as possible. If you're coming down vertically and you come in too fast, you don't give yourself enough time to slow down. You're going to crash. You're going to die. But if you start slowing down too early, then you end up wasting a bunch of fuel. So the solution is, without doing a bunch of quick saves and quick loads, the solution is to come in sideways like this. You're close to the ground, but you're traveling sideways, so as you bleed off that speed and start to lower, it gives you a little bit more flexibility in how you do things. And now we're just gonna be burning, reducing our speed. This is standard stuff. If you're new to Kerbal Space Program, this may seem very complicated, but after a while you get the hang of it, and it becomes kind of second nature. There's the carbon setting over the horizon of the mun. Alright, here we come. Here we come. Here we come. Landing gear is down. Slowing down. Slowing down. Just bleed that off. I have this bad habit of hitting the X button to kill my throttle altogether. Instead of throttling down with the control button, I hit the X key to completely shut off my engines, and then I have to throttle them back up. I think it would be a better habit to throttle down gradually with the control key. I'll try to work on that. Here we go, here we go. Oh, we did it. Yes. Okay, turn off SAS. And turn it, yeah, there, turn it off, yes. Okay. And we have enough electrical charge. We don't want to lose that. I don't have any batteries yet. Let's do some strange goo. Okay, so the game crashed just there. I'm not sure exactly where the footage is gonna cut off. In the previous clip, that's something you just sort of have to accept as inevitable. When you're playing modded Kerbal Space Program, there's gonna be bugs, there's gonna be crashes, and I actually, when I was testing out mods to install, I played with them individually to test for things like this, but who knows how they're gonna interact, and once you get several of them together, it's hard to pinpoint exactly what's going wrong. And I've had at least one crash for every episode I've recorded. I expect to have one or two for every episode. It's just something I kind of assume is going to happen. Okay, let's do some science. There we go. Very nice. Goody, goody gumdrops. Let's see. We're getting some radiation here. I don't exactly know what to do about that. I don't know exactly. I think that may be the Interstellar mod, but I'm not 100% sure. I think so. I don't know how it's going to affect us. I don't have the life support mod. I think they're connected to the life support mod, but I didn't add that, so maybe it doesn't mean anything. I don't know. Here's Buzz Kerman with his shiny blue suit that I custom made. I'm pretty happy with the way they look. Okay, let's do some science. Yes, excellent. We're doing science. That's much more like it. The soil samples are the way to go for the science, I have to say. And the Mun and the Minmus, the Mun and the Minmus, they both have a bunch of biomes that we're going to get a ton of science. Let's plant a flag. Check out that stylish flag. And we will put the biome here to remember where we were, where we've been in the future. So, Farside Crater. And I'm going to put in here what science I got here, because we're going to get through the tech tree a variety of different means of getting science. And I want to know what we've already done. So when we come back, and we will have to come back probably several times, with different vessels, with different levels of tech, different levels of efficiency, etc., I want to know what we've already done. So just to streamline the future process. There we go. Okay, good. So let's get HUD hat out. Let's look at the moon. The Mun? We're right on the edge of the crater here. There's several biomes close by. I think those are highlands around the edge of the crater, and then there's another one. Is it midlands? I don't remember. Outside of that, some of these little craters have their own biomes, which we can get science from. I think that may be a unique biome right there. And then there's the canyons north of there, that scar-looking thing. The canyon. That's its own biome. I'm not sure. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly that we have enough fuel to take off to land and then to take off again. We might, but it's probably best just to play it safe and to go back with the science we have. The amount of science we have, we're going to be able to unlock a lot of different stuff. Okay, HUD hat, come on, go turn on your. Oh, okay. You just want to fall to the ground and test the shock absorbers installed into your ankles. Okay, let's fly around a little bit. Excellent. Fly up. You can't really tell much of the surrounding terrain. It takes a hell of a long time to go anywhere flying around like this or going on a rover. I tried to explore the Mun once and get science from various biomes with a rover. That was the worst idea I've ever had, because that took hours and hours and hours and hours just to get a few different biomes, just to travel. Okay. So there we go. We've got unique experiments there. Okay. Oh, okay. I think I'll take this one back to. You see how there's the green bar, and there's this part where it's not quite filled in. This is the amount of the total science possible to get with this one experiment in this one biome. And we wouldn't get all of the total science back from that one instance, so we're going to bring it back twice. We need to bring back science from around the Mun, which we'll get on our way out. And we need to bring back science from the surface, which we're doing right now. Excellent. Okay. This is good. Let's get the fellas back in the ship, and then we'll do some strange goo. We'll pick the strange goo out of the canisters and put them in the command pods before we land. Come on, guy. You can do it. You can do it. Come on. Come on. There we go. And board. Okay. So that's you. Now it's time for Buzz. I guess we can do the strange goo. Ah, the goo. Excellent. It's goo. All right. Buzz, it is your turn. Here we come. Flying up. Up, up, up. Come on. Easy does it. Okay, you smashed your head. Now you're going to rebound. We can try again, though. That's okay, Buzz. Here we go. There we go. All right, sweet. So I think it's probably best to not tempt fate. Let's just head back for Kerbin. With the amount of fuel we have, we'll probably have some left over. I don't know that we have enough fuel to lift off, fly to an entire new biome. And then, let's see, this one... Do I have that one yet? This... Oh, yes, okay, so this one's new. Let's keep that. Good. Let's keep that. Let's keep flying. Let's just take off. I don't think I have enough fuel in this... The amount of gravity on the Mun. If we were on Mimas, it'd be different. But here, I don't think we have enough fuel to take off, land, take off again, and get all the way back to Kerbin. Let's just... Oh, crap. The hill's coming up to reach us. Tip up, tip up, tip up. Come on. No, no. Oh, gosh. Okay, episode 3, end of the series. No, no, we're going to make it. We will make it. We can make it. We made it. Okay, that was close. If I hadn't been paying attention, though, I think Buzz and Hut Hat would be dead. Episode 4 would be starring some new guys, because they would be dead. In the options menu, I've got them set to not respawn ever. So if they die, they're gone forever, which would be sad. All right, but basically, we're just gonna burn straight for Kerbin, and then we should be able to head all the way back. All right, here we come, back into home territory, coming in over the ocean. There's some clouds looking very, very jaggy, like I can see the source files. Oh, now they've become more detailed, okay. And we're out of fuel. We're coming in 6,000 meters and closing. I'm at time acceleration times 4. Physical time acceleration. We should probably spool that back a bit. Okay, 1 times 1,700 meters. All right, let's drop the tanks. There they go. And the engine. And parachutes. And the tanks beneath us hit the water, and we won't be long behind them. Falling at like 5 meters per second. Quick arithmetic. At 15 meters, that will take 10 seconds. My math prowess is on point today. Okay, here we come. And touchdown. Now. 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 Okay, let's recover. All right, here we go. That's more like it. What is that? 400 something science. A lot of it from the soil sample. The soil samples are the way to go. Got a decent amount of money. Decent amount of reputation. We got our crew back. Everything is good. Okay, let's take a look at the tech tree. Well, so lo and behold, I was going through the tech tree stuff and the game crashed again. I think I was rambling anyway, so let's try to go through a little bit more concisely. All the stuff I researched with the tech tree, we are down to, or up to, depending on your definition, 186,000 funds. Spent some money buying parts. We started the episode, well, before I paid for the rocket that started the episode, I was at 111,000. So we're up 75,000. And I got a contract to explore, Mimas, which is actually, I find it to be easier than the Mun because it's so much lighter in gravity, and we're gonna get more money for it. There's also a few other things like explore Duna and Ike, and we've got another mission to rescue somebody. We also have one to plant a flag on the Mun. Look at this! I could have had an extra 100,000 credits, funds. And, well, oh well. We'll get that later. It expires in 1 day, though. It says duration 10 years. I'm not sure what this means. Does this mean it's going to stay in this queue for 10 years, and then once I pick it up, it will expire in 1 day? I don't know what that means. but that would have been nice to have already. But we'll be back to the moon eventually. The mun. All right, so here's the tech tree. Let's start on the bottom. So I got the science tech. That's what it's called, science tech. And I got science junior, new way to get science. And I got this KW Rocketry battery bank with 150 charge. Smaller than this one. It's cheaper. I'm going to go for the cheaper options. Then I researched space exploration. Got a thermometer. Yet again, another way to get science. And some ladders here. Then I did this space plane guy. And the only thing I've bought in here so far is the probe core here. Stay Putnik Mark 1. That is a vanilla default item. I haven't bought any of this stuff yet. I will eventually. Okay, now in this stuff, I did advanced rocketry, and I got the KW Rocketry Maverick 1D. Thrust of 350. That will be useful to get out of the atmosphere with some of these medium-sized rockets. And I got this larger fuel tank to go with it, as well as a few new solid rocket boosters. This guy with the thrust of 495 seconds, or 495 thrust, and this guy with a thrust of 372. So they're definitely different sizes, and the mass changes as well. The one with the lesser thrust weighs less. All right, I did advanced construction, and I researched, let's see, the 2.5 meter stack decoupler, even though I don't have that size fuel tank, so maybe that was a waste of money for the moment. And I unlocked all of the Infernal Robotics stuff. This is a bunch of hinges and rotating things and pistons and stuff. They allow you to make ships that move and twist, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I've been wanting to mess around with this stuff. I also got the larger decoupler. There's a bunch of other stuff in here. I'm only going to try to buy stuff as I need them, so we can try to introduce new parts to the series in a reasonable manner, not try to have like 300 new parts for one episode. And then I researched fuel systems for the fuel lines. Very important, very useful. I will probably research more of this stuff, or rather pay for it, later on, but for now, I think that's good to get us to Midmas. We've got a number of new parts that'll make that a little bit easier. Try to do it with a reasonable amount of funds. We gotta stay in the black. Gotta make a lot of money to pay for those future super rockets. And cool missions we'll do down the road. Gotta plan for the long term. Alright, that about does it for episode number 3 of Space Patrol. Leave your feedback and any other comments you have down below. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoy it. We'll see you next time. This is Zisteau, signing out for Huzz and Bud, Hut Hat and Buzz. Yeah, okay, bye. Bye. See you next time.